We are live, people. Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It's time for the match reaction. Birmingham City 1, Leeds United 1. Leeds United through on penalties. Oh, boy. God. Well, that was hard work, wasn't it? Very hard work. There's some stuff to talk about in this one. Look, off the top, the most important thing is that we've gone through to the next round. How many of these players are going to see the starting lineup in the next round is a whole other question. But we're going to get into that in this one. But yeah, listen, shout out to Birmingham City today, because if we're being real, and that's what we always are on this here platform, on this channel, Birmingham City were the better team today. Easily the better team as well. It's not even close. They just outperformed us in so many metrics today. But we're through, and that's the most important thing. Hopefully we can get Mansfield in the next one. God, let's hope we can get Mansfield. Yeah, before we get into it, you guys know the drill. Like the video, free to do, helps out the channel. Subscribe if you will. Thank you to Mr. P, Malcolm Patrick, and Herman Cohen for the super thanks on the last videos. Much appreciated, guys, and keep up the support. Afternoon, who's that there? Russ, afternoon to you, my man. Chris here, take it all day long, but my word, what a long 3 hours. Honestly, it was crazy. Arca, will we ever see Buonanotte in the lead shirt again? Man, if we didn't go through today, I think he'd have been sent to the Shadow Realm. He might make the bench in the next cup game. We're going to get into it, though. We're going to absolutely get into it. Lee here, we stunk out the place today. Absolutely, yeah. It's a cup game, so the most important thing is that you go through, of course, but there were so many underperformers today, including the manager. Yeah, Lightning here saying the best thing Longstaff did all game was put the penalty away. Yeah, penalty shootouts are penalty shootouts. I never take it. You know, if someone misses a penalty, it doesn't affect my overall view of them in the 90 minutes. Because if you're talking overall 90 minutes, then Tommy Doyle was one of the best players on the pitch today. Like, he didn't allow our midfield to play, but then he ends up missing the first penalty for Birmingham. So that doesn't influence my thinking on that. But Tommy Doyle made some of our players look very, very out of place today. Bobby here, Longstaff is the most nothing player ever, by the way. I've been saying it, Bobby. I can say, I think I'll keep on saying it until he proves me wrong, but Bournemouth at home was his best game, and I don't think he's going to top it. He just doesn't have it in him. He's not a good player. He's never been a good player. He's an energizer bunny across the pitch, but he doesn't do nothing with the ball. Very, very poor. Radaby Leeds here with the super chat. Thank you, man. Should we be worried about how poor Tanaka, Buonanotte, and Peru were, or was it just a lack of game time? Yeah. Okay, off the bat as well, people talk about the starting lineup and poor performances. A lot of the starting lineup, people, the match fitness, the lack of match fitness was evident. Okay, this is me getting this out the way before we go into like individual performances. And Farker has said this before in terms of Buonanotte, in that he give him 5 minutes to impress, and it's up to him to impress. 5-10 minutes for players does not keep the match fit, and that was very, very evident today. And also as well, I will say this: didn't Birmingham and Leeds more so in the first half, even in the second, but more the first half, didn't remind you of Leeds United in the Premier League? Whereas we're not the fancy team, but at home, we give that little bit extra. There's a little bit more, you know, running, hard work to be done, and we make the opposition, the away team, look a little bit uncomfortable. It reminded me of us in the Premier League this season. I got to say, Birmingham were definitely throughout the match the better team, and with just a little bit better decision-making. The youngster that came on for Gray, what's his name? I want to get his name because he was involved in a lot of stuff. What's his name, man? Osman. If he had a little bit better final third decision making, you know, they probably put that game away in the 90 minutes. But what I will say is that a lot of players here were severely lacking match fitness. And this is where you always go into managers when they say they want a small group, but then they don't end up using a lot of the group through the season anyway. That was evident today. All right. And I don't know what Okafor, he had to go off with an injury. Hopefully, you know, with the way that Farker uses him, it's not a long-term one or even short-term. If it's his hamstring, though, I think he might miss a couple of games unless it was just like a scare or something. Hopefully that's the best case. But Goodmanson got beasted for 120 minutes today. Gabriel Goodmanson was not in my starting lineup for a reason. He's only just come back from injury himself, and he played 120. That is crazy. what this is what I'm talking about when they say they're satisfied with what we've got when the transfer window's shut. You're not, because if that's the case, Byram is starting today. And then if you need Goodmanson later on, you put Goodmanson on. He should not have played 120. But yeah, this overtime, man. He had to put in the overtime form. It's crazy. Ryan here saying, yeah, this is why these players need minutes during league games, otherwise they're coming cold. So cold. And the super chat earlier mentioned Tanaka. He wasn't good today. I will say that. But you can't convince me this guy hasn't lost confidence. Look, there were some sloppy passes from Tanaka today. But the more telling thing for me was when Longstaff won it from Birmingham City were passing out from the back in the second half. Longstaff wins the ball and it breaks for Tanaka on the edge of the box. Hey, months ago, Tanaka is hitting that first time into the corner. Instead, he stops, takes a touch, and then passes it across to Ampadu. The guy is lacking confidence as well as match fitness. He knows he doesn't have the trust of the manager, and you can tell in his performance. Again, not excusing his sloppy passing today. I'm not doing that, but you can tell there is a lack of confidence from How Tanaka. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Matt here about Buonanotte. Ampadu changed things when he came on. Yeah, Ampadu looked every bit of the Premier League player that he is. And Buonanotte today, when I mentioned Doyle absolutely had his lunch today. Doyle did not let Buonanotte escape. One thing I will say in terms of Buonanotte, though, is that he was playing central midfield, almost defensive midfield. That's not where you're going to get the best out of him. But when he did try and break free, Doyle just ate him up. And we did not see Buonanotte in the second half. Like, Barker does not make halftime changes. So unless Buonanotte has a knock that we don't know of at this stage, we'll talk about Barker's comments tomorrow on the cool down. He hooked him at halftime. But that's Daniel Barker's attitude towards lone players anyway. He doesn't fancy him. He said so himself. He said it about Buonanotte in that he needs to work extra hard to even get half a look in over a permanent player. He said it himself. So when Buonanotte puts in a performance like that, he didn't do himself any justice. Max, that's pretty good. I like that one. When they're not today. That's tremendous, Max. That's tremendous. Stephen saying here, Buonanotte and Nonto are terrible. Again, yeah, Nonto. This is it as well, Stephen. No, I do agree. Nonto didn't, cover himself in glory today, but how much football has he played? And then he still comes off before Noah Okafor. Don't know what was going on with Dan James today. I don't know if he's injured or re-aggravated an injury or not. I would have expected to see him today, but I guess we'll get some clarification after the game. But yeah, there was just so many underperformers today. And Bonao playing the 90, but couldn't last into the extra time. I know he took a bit of a knock to their head, but again, he's just so unfit, isn't he? That's what I mean. AJ here saying, was happy to see Perry getting the admiration from the players, being hunt-dubbed by, but was solid. Yeah, Perry was our best player, and that's damning against a championship team. That save that he made, you know how I say about Carl Darlow with his TV saves? That save that Perry made in the first half from Stansfield, that was a worldie, man. Off the tip of the fingers, that onto the bar. That was a tremendous save. He made a couple ones for the TV. I'm not going to absolve him of that, but he kept us in the game, and it wasn't until a deflected shot, late on, beat him that put it past him. But he was brilliant today, Perry. And if you're talking about putting your confidence in your £16 million first choice goalkeeper, then he should be starting league games. And again, people say, but Darlow hasn't done too much wrong. He's a backup goalkeeper for a reason, and Perry hasn't done too much wrong himself. Listen, at the end of the year, 2025, we were 6 points clear of the relegation zone, and Perry was a part of that journey. Yes, he's made mistakes, but hey, listen, I'm sure Farker will go back to Darlow in the next game. But yeah, Perry was really, really good today. And of course, he saved a penalty, which was good. Nicholas saying great header by Justin. Justin was good today, our captain in the first half, of course, before Ethan came on. But yeah, deflected goals are deflected goals. It can be anyone that happens to. It happens, doesn't it? But the fact that we allow Birmingham to get pressure on us after a poor corner as well, by the way, hit the first man, Bogle clears it out. You shouldn't be getting anything from that. And Patrick Roberts, put it back in, and they got an equalizer. Please for Perry today. Yeah, absolutely. Robert here, wasn't Monto played out of position too? Farker absolutely wasting his talents and diminishing their sell-on value if they do leave. shocking management. Yeah, Nonto at points today. We're talking about not impressive, but he was at right wing back at some of the points today, people. He's not a right wing back. But that's what I'm also saying about Bonanote. Two things can be true. He was poor, but he was in central midfield and defensive midfield for quite a bit of that first half as well. So there is things to be said about that. But yeah, players playing out their position, not getting match time, the values are plummeting to the floor. It's true. Ben saying here, Sean Longa, Longas and Brendan Aronson are brutal. Get rid in the summer. I actually thought Aronson, when he first came on in the second half, gave us a little bit more energy as he does. But there was some decision making from a lot of the players. Peru, when he had an opportunity to pass it through, he didn't do so. Calvert Lewin, when he took a shot when Peru was absolutely on his own, he didn't pass it. Aronson the same as well. Yeah, there was quite a bit of that today when it came towards the end. It was becoming like a basketball game. But yeah, it's crazy. Michael here, not giving Birmingham City enough credit. I believe they are unbeaten at home in the championship. I've given them credit, but whether they're unbeaten or not, they could have 100 points in the championship. We're a Premier League team. And when you look at our lineup to start with, that should be good enough to give Birmingham City a better game than we did. And I've given Birmingham City their credit. They should have won today, So, they should have won. Isaac here, who's been a member for 31 months. Thank you, Isaac. Tanaka, Peru, and Nanto will all be sold for peanuts in the summer. Hate how we really get value for our players. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Birmingham just excited to play us. Well, we could say the same for Premier League teams that come to Leeds, then, isn't it? Because we make them look like how Birmingham made us look today, for sure. What else are we saying here? What else are we saying? I'm glad that we're through because I do want a cup run, but that match was shocking, man. We were so bad. Clara for them. I think Clara got man of the match in central defense for them. He was good. Wagner, that's the same Kyle Wagner that some of you lot were trying to get us to sign a few years ago when we had Jesse Marsh, wasn't it? But yeah, he had some good deliveries today. The first player, Vicente, a diver side that he tried to do, he was a problem for Goodmanson at times for them. There was just a lot of good performances for Birmingham City. But, in the end, Metcha, what I want to say, though, Metcha, I spoke about a lot of the players. His goal was good. Like, he thumped that. I love that when you just ras the ball. But, guys, Metcha needs to stay on his feet more. Like, he does this a lot. He backs into a player and then just falls to the ground like he's going to get that free kick every single time. He's not. He needs to stay on his feet way more than he does. And the fact that he got the nod over Peru today again speaks volumes. I want to speak about that in a separate video anyway. But, he did what he had to do in terms of getting the goal. But, man, he just falls all over all the time, doesn't he? Ryan here, I can't do the championship again after that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely not. No. Look, we're in a good position in the Premier League, but you're right, Ryan. You don't want this kind of football every week. It's just not good, is it? It's just run and gun football. But I got to say, Birmingham did play some good stuff at times, but they weren't scared to go route one when they needed to. Sly saying here, Metcha needs some leg strengthening. Yeah, whenever I watch Metcha play and he keeps falling over, I just think of Football Manager and thinking, what is this guy's balance rating? It must be like a 10 or 11, isn't it? But yeah, and that's it as well, Matt. Metcha for a big leg ain't that strong. He should be way more stronger than he is. He's built really well. He shouldn't be falling over as well as he does, as much as he does, I should say. Yeah, DJ G saying here, Peru was terrible. Not sure if it's a lack of minutes or confidence. It's a combination of both. If you're gonna start Peru at any point, it's a championship game here. And he wasn't he the second to last sub today? Whether he was or not, he came on after a lot of other players did. Yeah, you're not getting much out of that. And I know Farker has this kind of thing where he wants people to impress with 5-10 minutes. It doesn't work like that, man. It doesn't work like that. Metcha equals Becchio 2.0. Now, Becchio was more of a shooter than Metcha for sure. But he had a terrible first touch, Luciano Becchio. Terrible first touch. Sai in the house. What's going on, Sai? Thanks for the super chat there. Robert here. Why bring on DCL before Peru and risk getting injured in relatively meaningless fixture? Yeah, I think it just says more to what Farker trusts. And obviously, when he's looking for a goal, if he's looking for more control, you want Calvert-Lewin back in there. Maybe you just wanted to give Calvert-Lewin a few minutes because he missed the last game, keep him, get him some match fitness before. But the fact he did put him on before Peru in this fixture, it does speak volumes, doesn't it? Uh, and I don't agree that it's a meaningless fixture, by the way. I do want a cup run, and you never know what can happen, man. You never know what can happen in the cup. Look at Mansfield right now; they're through to the next round. Let's just keep going because the more as well. If we do go out the cup, some of these guys are never going to see the first 11 again. That's for sure. All right. I was hoping to for Gruev to come on for Longstaff. I don't know how Longstaff managed. Oh my God, is that? Oh, got to get rid of you. Sorry, man. We don't allow that level of football knowledge in the chat. Absolutely not. Um, let's have a look. Matt here saying Buonanotte and Bonao was so bad, but did you see Bogle? Justin and Bogle were confused who was where. Yeah, there was. I think I know what you're talking about, Matt. That sequence in the extra time where Bogle tried to pass it to Justin and he completely misread where he was going to be, and then Birmingham went on the attack. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying. Don't spam the chat though, people. I need to see everyone's comments. If you just keep spamming the chat, then it looks like you're having a conversation with yourself more than anything as well. Michael here, 2 weeks without a game ruins your rhythm if you're a first teamer. The amount of energy expended, not ideal though, absolutely not. Robert just saying here, relatively meaningless compared to Premier League survival. Yeah, but listen, Robert, I do hear what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. But you're trying to tell me this first team, if it had a few more match fitness minutes in their legs, couldn't beat Birmingham City away, or at least give a better account of themselves? That should be more than good enough to win. You know what I mean? That should be more than good enough. I would absolutely start Perry. I'm not. Listen, it's nothing against Carl Darlow, but Carl Darlow is no better. And Lucas Perry was signed for a reason. He should be back in. He took him out of the spotlight. He's given him his rest. It's time for him to come back in my opinion. But I know a lot of people love Carl Darlow for whatever reason. Yeah, Mansfield at home in the next round. Yeah, I'll take that. Just keep that guy. What's his name? Reed off free kicks. He seems to be doing well in this competition. Passion for Leeds is saying, God, we made that hard for ourselves. Absolutely. Buonanotte chance didn't take it. Yeah, I do agree. I mean, with Buonanotte as well, you can definitely see there's a lack of match fitness, but he did himself no favors today. None at all. Tintin here, it shows what a weak squad we have. Yeah, there's upgrades to be had in the summer. Can't run this back next year, but we know that. We'll speak about that in the summer. Yeah, winning breeds winning. Yeah, more matches you win, the better. Yeah, Byron was on the bench, Matt. This was our bench today. If you didn't see it, for anyone that didn't see it, I guess. All the big guns came on, didn't they? Roden came on for Bonao in the end. Ampadu came on. Oh no, Gruev didn't come on, and neither did Byram. So much for keeping Byram as a backup left back. Hey, great choice. Great choice. Crazy. Yeah, Nicholas, here we are. Yeah, 2 wins away from Wembley with some good draws still out there. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Why didn't Uncle Byram come on? Yeah. They've got to cut it out. I said it it was said in the presser when Danny Farker was asked about Byram. And he talked about, how I love Byram, as a player, but more so as a person. You got to cut that shit out in the summer. Start with the sentimentality at this football club, man. It's gonna keep this club average forever if you're just gonna keep around guys because they're good guys. Get in players that can make a difference. If we had signed another left-sided player, left back, stroke left centre back, if you needed to do that hybrid, Goodmanson doesn't see the pitch today. But because we didn't do that, we've played Goodmanson for 120 today and kept Byram on the bench. Hyacinth Xabi Alonso. I don't know if we're on Xabi Alonso's radar. I've got to be honest. Yeah, was there anything else from the game today? I'm just grateful that we're through. It took a penalty shootout. It wasn't good. Birmingham with the better side. I don't know what else to say in regards to the game. Yeah, Matt saying here, we flung Gabriel Goodmanson again today then. I mean, he was great, but taking a big risk. A Byram and Cairns on the books for vibes. Yeah, there'll be some in terms of being important in the dressing room and homegrown status. That will be a factor. That can't be enough though, man. Honestly, it can't. Oh, Matt, that's tremendous. I love this kind of one. Like if you bet somebody and they don't win anything, you say, "Oh, well, I'll double that." Good from Mecha. Give Wolfsburg another 0. Tremendous, tremendous. But yeah, I think that is it, people. Have I missed anything in terms of the game today? Yeah, Ryan here. The right draw, we could get far in this. You never know. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just going to wait and see what Danny Farker's got to say, and we'll come back tomorrow with that and his comments. I hope he concedes that he knows Birmingham with a better team today. Otherwise, you're just lying to yourself. Nothing for the referee today. Please leave referee comments out. It wasn't a penalty at the end. I think their player got a touch on the ball. But referee aside, you've got to look after yourself. And we weren't good enough for 120 minutes overall. The fact that we had that Premier League quality give us the leg up to get ahead. But man, we were second best most of the game. Yeah, is that it then? I think we're good, aren't we? Anything you want to put in there, put in the comments after the video's done, which is now. So people, like the video before you go. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We're through to the next round by hook or crook. Let's see who we get next. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.